Well, good evening, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Okay, this will be exactly what the talking heads will run with and make a story where there isn't one. And because there's a narrative already out there, you know, when anything happens with the Cowboys, it's always the worst thing in the world. That the Cowboys are the wild, wild west, that they are outlaws, they're bad guys, and every move they make is always the worst. So we have, this actually came out a couple hours ago. George Pickens called out Steeler fans for spreading lies following his trade to the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, you know, sometimes it's best not to respond. I've learned that the hard way, that when you get trolls, when they know they get under your skin, they go for it even more. You can fight and fight and fight and fight. The more you fight, the more they feel emboldened, and they feel like, you know, they're bottom feeders. You know, they're nobodies. They're not the NFL players that got multiple millions of dollars and on the limelight. You know, trolls, pasty skin, nobodies in their mama's basement that will go through and troll you. And their life is so pathetic, it makes them feel good if they can get you to react. So George Pickens was on a plane with no cell service. George Pickens called out Pittsburgh Steelers fans for spreading lies following the trade to the Dallas Cowboys. Literally on a plane. This is a direct quote. No service, just landed and seen straight lies from Pitt fans. Pickens wrote, "Stop with the AL trying to make a story. I'm happy for everything the Steel City did for me." I'm betting that I've seen 3 or 4. In fact, Mike just showed me a different one of AI ones where he basically, they're funny. But I have to say, I hate AI. Because now you got these AI channels that are literally just straight bullshit. That, you know, they're complete lies and fabricated. And if you don't realize that you're on one of them, all of a sudden you're believing something that you hadn't seen. And here is actually, let me show you the post exactly here that he had. And it's hard to read that because I know it's really small right there. But he said, again, literally on a plane, no service, just landed and seen straight lies from Pitt fans. Pickens wrote, "Stop with the AI trying to make a story. I'm happy for everything the city did for me." Now, you know, the thing that I find kind of funny was you know, most Cowboy fans are happy about this move and are excited about having him. I'll be real with you. I think that this is fantastic. I think it's a win-win because with this situation, this isn't a situation where you signed a free agent to a whole bunch of money. You know, you go through, you know, and say, hey, we want you to come here. You know, you think about DeAndre Hopkins. No, I'm sorry, Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams for the Rams signed a 2-year, $44 million deal. You looked at Cooper Kupp, who signed a 3-year, $45 million deal, which, you know, $15 and $22 million apiece. This is George Pickens, who's here on the last year of his rookie contract, and hat in hand, he's saying, listen, I'll worry about the contract after this year. You know, I want to prove myself. I want a clean slate to start over with. And you've got now, of course, Steeler fans that are probably butthurt right now because they've lost him and they're a little angry. You know, they looked at this and said, oh, man, we got DK Metcalf and we got Pickens. Things are going to be great. And then lo and behold, he gets traded. So, you know, it's kind of like when you're dating somebody, they're the greatest thing in the world. Man, that's my girl. That's my boo, man. You know, that's my man. I just love my man takes such good care of me. Oh, everything's so good. He takes me out to eat. He's so romantic. Girl, I just love him. Then you break up. Girl, he about this big. Couldn't find if he had a roadmap and a flashlight. Yeah, that's how it goes when you break up. So Mike Tomlin was a little bit vague, shall we say, about the situation.
Man, really excited about the work that's going on this weekend and really focused in a lot of areas. We got some on-field work and development of skill relative to the positions that they play, but it's also just an introductory to the organization. We had a rookie dinner last night. We gave them a tour of the Steeler Museum at the stadium, for example, and so there's an education going on a lot of fronts, and it's fun to get to know the guys and how they learn, their talents, how their body works, how they take in information, how they communicate. But obviously, we're at ground zero, but it's a great opportunity to get better on days like today, and they've been really engaged, and so the process has been fun. I'll pause and open it up for questions.
Mike, when you bring a young quarterback into this setting, is there anything specific you're looking for?
Huddle command and communication, the ability to regurgitate new information, and by new information, I mean information that's new to them. And so I don't want to underscore how difficult it is to receive some of the verbiage from a play caller and have to regurgitate it to 10 others that are waiting for it. And so, some elementary things, but important things nonetheless. The giving and receiving of information is a central component of leadership at that position.
How would Will do with those things?
I'm sorry?
How would you assess how Will did with those things?
He's doing great, but again, we're at the very beginning of it. I don't know that we're looking at it through that lens in terms of evaluating him. It's more about getting to know him and just laying a good foundation that way.
Derek's got kind of a unique story since you guys picked him up. How's he doing? He said yesterday he's in his element. He's putting one step.
I agree with him. He feels very comfortable. He's in his element. He's got a great relationship with football. He's learning some of the technical things that we'll be asking him to do here. It's been a good process.
Anyone else?
When you have an undrafted guy, there's a reason they went undrafted, but also you've had a lot of success with them. Is there something that is a commonality in the guys that make it in that situation?
There's usually an element of their game that's varsity, meaning if you go undrafted, there's components to your game certainly that need work, but those that make it usually have an element of their game that's ready. And they find ways to lean on that and minimize some of the things or work on some of the things that aren't. That's probably the common bond based on my experience of all the undrafteds that come through the other side. They usually have a trait, and that trait shows up rather consistently.
From your perspective, what kind of went into the George trade on Wednesday, and how you kind of processing that big move?
I'm not going to add any color to it other than what Omar told you guys yesterday. We thought it was best and timely for all parties involved. Really, I'm just focused on the opportunity that it is this weekend for the rookies.
Not going to focus on that. Not going to focus on that. Yeah, so we're going to, not going to focus on that at all. So, don't believe the hype and the bullshit that we're getting from so many different sources and things that are out there. It is, even his response, I'm going to say, even his response on that was actually a good response, because he's saying, don't lie about me. Don't lie about me. I've got nothing but love for the Pittsburgh Steelers fans and stuff. So we know that that's going to be made up, where they're going to take it and they're going to say, oh, look at this. He ain't had practice, number one. He's already a distraction and this, that, and the other. But don't fall for that hype, man. Alrighty, good people, as always. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.